Hello, this is Dr. Lisa Sharp of Greenville College, and you're watching Blurring the Boundaries, Student as Teacher, Teacher as Student. A few months ago, I tried an experiment with some of my graphic design students. I took out all of my own work from my very first efforts straight out of college to my most recent work, and I asked them to advise me, critique me, and help me improve. I had never seen a group of students so uncomfortable. In fact, I could feel them trying to be nice to me, trying not to offend me. Now, this shouldn't have surprised me at all, because there is a long tradition in pedagogy, especially college pedagogy, of teacher or professor as expert. The teacher is the master, the student is not. The teacher is the authority, the student is not. So, I thought I'd like to turn the tables on that. Let's see if we can remix the relationship between teacher and student a bit. Additionally, there is a deep historical vein connecting that authoritarian tradition all the way back to the apprenticeship system beginning in the medieval era. Apprentices studied under their masters. They studied by copying their masters, but never were the tables turned. In this era, there are different barriers. If student and faculty wish to collaborate as equals, there are no fraternization policies inherent in many colleges and universities' human resource manuals. These effectively prevent any student-faculty collaboration unless there's a collaboration that simply will not be denied. So I'd like to tell you a little story about a collaboration that worked. In 2015, I taught at a college with a strict no fraternization policy. And I also had a group of very multi-talented and diverse students, one of whom, Chris Howe, continually sent me MP3s of his hip-hop music. Of course, I didn't listen to it because it didn't have anything to do with the subject I was teaching, which was graphic design. But one day, I decided to play a track, and I was stunned. I called Chris immediately and said, "I can't believe I didn't listen to these before. I didn't know how good you were." At the time, I was working on a documentary film, and I realized his music would be perfect for it. With his permission, I started using his music, but as the creative process progressed, it became obvious that he needed to be on camera performing the music, and thus our collaboration was born. In the parking lot of that school at night, we agreed to co-produce the film together under a veil of secrecy. As we filmed, I felt that student and teacher boundary begin to melt away as he critiqued his own performance, my framing, my shooting style. We critiqued the edits, and every single part of that film we critiqued together. The result? We entered into 7 film festivals and made it into 6 out of the 7, one with a nomination for Best Documentary. And as we walked the red carpet together, I felt an amazing feeling of joy at being able to blur the boundary and drop that artificial distinction between teacher and student. Blurring the boundaries between teacher and student had paid big dividends for both of us as artists in our own right. And we went on to make 3 more films together as co-producers of his work. So in this one instance, we had truly dropped the artificial distinction between teacher and student. One instance. Now what? As this experiment continues, I'm at a different college with a different demographic, and I struggle to find another collaboration, another way to blur those boundaries. My critique experiment from the beginning of this presentation was just that, a fact-finding mission to learn just how indoctrinated my current students are to the current model of pedagogy. Moving forward, as I plan more films and more creative work, I'm going to continue this line of inquiry. I am hoping that this short presentation has inspired you to blur the boundaries in your own classroom and with your own students. And if you'd like to share the results with me, please feel free to comment on this video. Thank you very much.